Hey TJ, I just saw your video and I wanted to share my story about an asshole in a public place. My tale happens to take place in a Barnes & Noble. Apparently the degenerate douchebags of society will not hesitate to infiltrate a place of knowledge. So I go in there looking for a copy of God Is Not Great, Christopher Hitchens. More than positive you've read that excellent book. And for some reason, in the Barnes & Noble that I happen to go to, they have the religious books, the Bibles, in the same aisle as the philosophy and atheist written books. So I go down there and I pick up a copy of God Is Not Great and start thumbing through it. And about 2 minutes goes by. I hear somebody walk down the aisle and stand directly behind me, presumably looking at the books behind me because there's two shelves on each side. Another minute goes by and I hear a series of grunts and horse-like exhalations from the nostrils, ones that you would imagine, a flaring, almost as if you were pissed, or if it was a sigh of discontent, whatever. So, it's not too uncommon when some people are reading, they make weird noises. And I kind of look and see this balding, overweight, middle-aged guy, the stereotypical description. And what he says is quite stereotypical, as you'll find out. So I look at him, and he's looking at me out of the corner of his eyes as well, holding some sort of Bible. I'm not sure what exactly, at this point I wasn't sure exactly which one it was, because there's multiple creeds on that shelf. So I turned around, kept reading, and another minute goes by. I'm deep in thought. I'm going through the first chapter, and a hand comes down on my shoulder, and I fucking jumped. When you're reading, you're not expecting somebody to come slapping your shoulder. And I turn around, it's the asshole, and I didn't get a good look at his face up to this point, but he's got this Hitler-esque mustache, and he's looking at me, and he's all pissed off about something, and he says, if you keep reading that trash, you're going to hell. And I know that's stereotypical, but that's exactly what he said. And I was kind of in shock for a moment. I was kind of taken aback, and I just, look at him, and I say, if you don't take your hand off my shoulder, you'll be going to prison. And, he looks at me and goes, you little smart ass, because he's obviously much older than I am, but he's, being extremely unappropriate, grabbing me in a public place. And he looks at me and he does that again, like he's pissed off, and storms off down the aisle, putting the book he was reading back on the shelf. I doubt the guy knew how to read even. And I just kind of stand there, and I don't know whether to laugh or be mad. And I look, and it's the Book of Mormon. So this guy was a complete fucking wacko. And I went back over, and my dad was somewhere else in the store, and I told him about it, and he thought it was hilarious. But that's my story. Sometimes you gotta strike back against the assholes. Thanks for watching.